Hi guys, welcome back to Saving Salvage, welcome back to the channel. Right, in today's video we are on the A3. The A3 that looks absolutely disgusting. So I mentioned a few months ago in that video where I said I bought this car and the other car for $12.50 that I was going to start the video on this one, and I did say I wasn't going to start that until at least some of the others are finished. So the S3 is finished, bar bodywork out of my control, and the 3.2 is now finished with the alternator. That's all done as well now. So now we can start properly on the A3 TDI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from scratch on this one. I'm going to pretend like I've just got it because, if I'm honest, it's been sat there for over a year, hasn't started. I can't remember everything that's wrong with it, so we might as well start from the beginning, and at least you guys will be fully up to date as well. So as always guys, if you do enjoy these videos, please do like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, please do head over to my Instagram page, which is saving_salvage. I'll just put it up there for you. Right, so let's crack on with today's video. A3 2-litre TDI, 170 PS. So if you remember, I said I bought this car well over a year ago before I started YouTube. I actually bought it from a guy that didn't live too far from me, about 20 minutes down the road. I kind of saw it really cheap on eBay. I think it was up for 600 quid on eBay with an oil pressure warning light on. So I assumed, a bit of a common problem, probably going to be the oil pump drive. So I know that was a relatively cheap fix, so I took a punt, offered him 400 quid, which he accepted, and I drove straight down to collect it. So when I collected it, he had this car sat in his on his drive, he said, for over a year, and to be fair, it did look like it had been sat there for over a year. So we got it onto the trailer, brought it back, I got it on the ramp, took off all the sump, confirmed that the actual oil pump sprocket had actually sheared off and it was sat in the bottom of the sump. So that was quite an easy fix, although it wasn't the drive hexagon drive pin which is the common problem, it was the actual pump. So we fitted a whole new pump, got it back on, got it back running. Oil pump was all good, oil pressure was good, but obviously it drove up and down, but it was lacking in boost, so there was an excessive movement in the turbo, so the turbo's gone, so we needed to fit a new turbo. I have a turbo core over here, so that is pretty much where I'm up to. So that is why the car's sat there ever since, because I just hadn't had time and had other stuff to do to fit a turbo core. So we're going to start from the beginning. I've just refitted the airbox, so it's completely fresh now, so I'm hoping it's going to start. It's just going to be enough. All I'm going to do is start it so we can just drive it outside, give it a wash, and then we can properly look around it and get it on the ramp and get it up in the air to properly assess everything that's wrong with my 400-pound 2-litre TDI 170. Right, fingers crossed, hopefully she will start. Not yet. Try putting the jump pack on as well. Sounds like it's got no compression. Apparently not. I'll give it 10. There we go. She's alive. Right, I'm pretty sure coil spring snapped. It sounded pretty clunky when I was manoeuvring out here. Right, let's have a look at the A3. yes, I know my suds are very poor in my wash, and it was a quick wash. It's only going to get dusty again, but it was just a quick wash to get it nice and clean so we can see what we're dealing with. So it's actually a really nice colour. It's like, I think it's not dolphin grey, because the 3.2's got dolphin grey. I'll have a look, but I can't remember. It's actually a really nice dark, I think it's a quartz grey. Not 100% on that, but it's quite a nice colour. It's quite flecky. Right, let's go over why we've got it a little bit in the air. There's a few bits of damage on it, mainly this rear bumper here. Someone's obviously hit it here a little bit because there's a bit of damage here and it's just popped out here. Shouldn't be too bad to fix because it hasn't actually gone past the wheel arch line here, so it might just be a nice simple repair, and then a clip back in hopefully. Although we have a little bit here as well. But going down the side, you've just got your odd like stone chips. I mean, it's to be expected on a 13-year-old car, but they're not bad. They'll touch up and they'll be mostly noticeable. Won't really be noticeable. So down this side, I think, just looking, that's pretty much it. I think there's a little bit on this wheel arch, but I'm pretty sure I know a dent man that will get those out nice and easily. There's no actual rust on the wheel arch at all. That's nice and good. So I'm pretty sure a dent man will be able to pop those out. So going round, front bumper's all good. All good. You've just got your usual wear and tear for an old car. Bonnet. No damage on the bonnet. Obviously the towing eye from where it got recovered. But no other damage on the front bumper, so that's good. Going over wheel arch. This wheel arch is all good. Again, it's pretty cool. There's no rust or anything at all, which is a common problem on these and Golfs. And just looking down this side, cool, it looks really good when it's wet. Looks like I've done a full detail on it. But no damage down this side so far. Come to the back, and then you've just got the back here again. A few, obviously, car park dinks again. That will polish out. Those will polish out, and then just a little touch-ups for those, but no actual real damage. And again, that might polish out. That come off, and there's no real damage on that either. So yeah, it's not too bad really. No damage on the boot, and there was no damage on the roof either. So all in all, for a 13-year-old car, it's pretty good nick. It's just obviously we're going to have to do a repair to this area here, which won't be too bad, and I'll get the dent man to pop out the dent on the front wing, and then just a few bits of touch up, and it'll actually be a really good condition car. On the exterior, so we'll get it up in the air and have a look. Pretty sure our coil spring's gone, because as I was turning in and out of the workshop, it was doing, doing. So we'll find out. Just have a look in here for a coil spring. That one seems to be okay. I'll put it on the other side. I think it was this side that was the problem. Spiders. Yeah, we've definitely got a snap coil spring. So, oh my god, that's proper come off its mount inlet. Jesus. Yep. So we definitely need a new coil spring on this side. So that's fine. But other than that, just going around the midsection. I'm pretty sure. No, everything else. Disc and pads don't actually look in too bad a nick. Obviously they're a bit rusty from where they've been sat, but luckily I've had it sat inside for a year, so nothing's got too bad where it won't actually just come off with a nice drive down the road. No, they're all good. I didn't actually look at these discs. No, discs are actually fine. Look, as I said, luckily it's been inside, so they're not actually too bad. So just an offside front coil spring. We'll get it up and have a look underneath. So we'll start from the back underneath. Coil springs on the rear. I have just checked with my hands just to check the seat of the springs. They are both okay. So there's nothing wrong with the coil springs. Exhaust, all good. Not loose. Just checking. Yeah, it's not actually as bad a nick. I know it's been sat for a year, but as I keep saying, it's been sat inside, so nothing really has deteriorated that much. Exhaust, all good. Center clamp, all good. Although very corroded, but still tight and not broke. To the front, our suspension subframe mounts, all good. I don't really know what I'm going to find under here because I haven't been under here for a year, so I have no idea what's living. And I don't want to find out. But CV boots all good on both sides, so that's fine. Everything looks okay, can't see any oil leaks either. I had left it running on idle for a little bit, so if there's any oil leaks we should see them, although we do have an inner drive shaft boot that's gone, so we'll have to address that as well. But other than that, no oil leaks. Look on the back of the block where the turbo is, so that's good. So no, other than that, she looks okay. She looks good. So, not too bad. Right guys, so that's a quick overview of our 2 litre TDI at 170 PS A3. We've obviously got it going, managed to get it running after a while, took ages, but eventually got it running, got it idling nicely, drove it outside, gave it a wash, brought it in. We've had a quick look around the bodywork, not actually as bad as I remember. It's just really that rear bumper and the front wing and a few touch-ups here and there, and it's pretty good nick for a 13-year-old car, so happy with that. Midsection, I did say I'm pretty sure the core spring had snapped because when I was driving it out of the workshop, it was boinging like mad. So yeah, confirmed offside front core spring has snapped, so we'll need a new one of those. What else we got? Underneath, we have a inner CV boot on the offside drive shaft that will need replacing as well. And that was pretty much it. It's in pretty good condition otherwise. No other oil leaks, no bolts, not bolts hanging off, but no components, no suspension components rusted through, nothing hanging off. All rubber mounts look okay. Obviously we'll be able to tell better when we send it for MOT, and they'll be able to do that test on the shaker plate, which we'll be able to test for excessive plate, etc. But from what I can see, it all looks okay. So then obviously we've got to do the turbo as well. So in the next episode of this car, guys, we're going to get the car back on the floor. I'll show you around the interior as well because I haven't had time to do that today. And then we'll start stripping the engine down, airbox off, etc. to get to that turbo. I'll show you the free play in the turbo and what needs to be changed. And then hopefully we'll be able to strip it down and replace the core of the turbo. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and if you do want to see more on this car and some of the other cars I have as well, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers, guys.